Hello, in this video I will create two Lambda functions. One Lambda function, it will stop the running instances, EC2 instances, and there will be another Lambda function which will protect the running instance from being stopped. So when we stop that instance, the Lambda function will be activated through EventBridge and it will start that EC2 instance again. So let me start creating the first Lambda function which will stop the running instances, and let me show you first of all that I already have two instances running, and with these two instances, with the Lambda instance, I will stop these two instances with the first Lambda function that I will create. So let me to create a Lambda function, what I will do first, I will go to IAM. I will create first of all a policy to attach to the Lambda role. So I will create a policy, and create policy. Now I have the policy here. I will simply copy and paste it. So basically this policy will enable the role to create logs, and it will enable the role to start and stop EC2 instance. And this policy we will attach to the Lambda role that we will create in the next step. We will call it something like policy for Lambda role, and create. Now we will go to roles. We will create a role, Lambda role. So create role, and then we will select AWS service, Lambda service, and then go to next, and now search for the policy that we just created, this one. Click next, name the role as Lambda role, and this is the trust policy. We will leave it as it is, and we will create the role. So the role has been created. Now we will create Lambda function. So we will go to Lambda, we will create a function, and function name we will call it EC2 stop Lambda function. I have the code for this, and it is for Python 3.9. So I will select Python 3.9, and we will choose the role here which we created, the Lambda role, and yep, we will create the function. So now I have the code here with me. I will simply copy and paste it here. So I will copy the code and paste it. So this is the Python code for to stop the running instances, and we just deploy. And we also need to supply the EC2 instance IDs for the Lambda function to stop them. So we need to pass them as environment variable. So we need to go to configuration, environment variable, click edit, add environment variable, and the key should be EC2 underscore instances, and the value we need to insert a value of EC2 instance IDs. So I will copy and paste them. So first one and second one. So now we have created environment variable, and now when we will go to test, we will create a test event. Just call it is to stop Lambda test event. And we can leave this as it is. And now I think when I will hit test, it will stop those running instances. So let's check again. The instances are running. Let me refresh. So the instances are running, and when I will go here and test it, they should stop. It succeeded. So it means they should stop if everything is okay. So as you can see, they have stopped. If I clear the filter, we can see that they are stopping. So that means our first Lambda function was created correctly. Now let's create a second Lambda function which will prevent those EC2 instance from stopping. And to do that, we will need to create event as well. We will need to create an EventBridge rule. So let's create that one. So we will create an EventBridge rule. We will call EC2 protect rule. No description required. Just click next. Event source should be AWS event, and here we will select EC2 instance state change notification, which means when the EC2 instance will change the state from start to stop or stop to start. So state change notification, and this is the sample event that AWS is showing. Now in the event pattern, event source should be AWS services and which service, so we should select EC2, and event type, so event type should be EC2 instance state change notification again. And here we need to select a specific state when we want the event to be triggered. So it should we want to trigger the event when the EC2 instance is stopped. So once the EC2 instance is stopped, this event will be triggered and it will trigger the Lambda function, and Lambda function will start the EC2 instance again. And we need to enter specific ID here. So this is very interesting, because what we will do is let me refresh this. Okay, they are stopped. Let me start them again. Okay, so what I will do, after creating the EventBridge rule and creating the Lambda function, I will stop both of these instances. Let me change the name of this one. Let me call it instance 2. So what I will do, I will stop both of these instances, and for the EventBridge rule, I will use ID of this one, this instance 1. So when I will stop both of these instances, this one will start again, while this one will not start again, because I'm not supplying instance ID for this one in the EventBridge rule. So let me copy this and paste it here. And click next. Target should be our Lambda function. And so basically we need to create our Lambda function. So we will keep this here as it is, and in another tab we will create our Lambda function first. So go to Lambda function, open in the next tab, create function. We will call it EC2 protect Lambda. Again, our code is written in Python 3.9, and choose the role, again same role, which is Lambda role. Create function. And I will copy and paste the code again. This one is different than the previous one, obviously. So copy and paste it here. And deploy this. And again, for configuration, we will go to environment variable. We'll create again the environment variable ec2 underscore instances value. Now, as I mentioned before, wait. So the value should be both of the instances or just one instance here? Yes, I think here we should use only one EC2 instance. So here we will use only this one. Oops, not this one here. Save it. Yes. So for EventBridge rule, we need to enter both of the instance IDs because we want the Lambda function to be triggered when both of the instances stop. So let me go back and I will enter both of the IDs here. So first one is already there. I will create second one. And next. And here now we will, here we will select EC2 protect Lambda and select next and next again. And yep, create the rule. So the rule created successfully. Now moment of truth, let's go to here and let's stop both of the instances and see what happens. I will keep hitting refresh so we know what is happening. So instance 1 is stopped, instance 2 is stopped as well. Oops, my bad. We haven't, I think we haven't finished this one, I think. Oh, we have. So our Lambda function, it seems that it didn't work. Let me check what went wrong and I will come back. Okay, so I found out the mistake. So because we have created the rule, we don't need to create the environment variable, so we will remove this and maybe save it. So we don't need, basically we don't need environment variable, and we need to go to EventBridge, and then from the EventBridge we only use instance1 ID. So let's maybe try here, keep this as it is. Yes, so we only keep one ID which we want to restart, so I will keep this one, so 16A. I will delete this. All right, next, protect lambda, yes, correct, and next. Yes, so it should work now, hopefully. Update the rule. Yes, okay. So let me do it again. It is stopped, so first of all I have to start them. Oops. Okay, so now both of the instances are running. So what we will do now, when we will stop it, we will stop both of them. Both of them will be stopped, but instance 1 will start again. It should start. Let's see. So they stopped, and as you can see, it is starting again. So as you can see, instance 1 has started again because the event bridge rule triggered the lambda function, and lambda function started the instance 1. So that's what I wanted to show you in this video. Thank you for watching. Bye.